Hello folks, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Minecraft ChaosVille. I'm your host Kieran Dave, creator of the Resonant Rise mod pack, maintainer for the ChaosVille mod pack, and no one of any particular special value otherwise. And in fact, let's face it, that's not particularly exciting either. But what is particularly exciting, I think, is that I have been getting into Thaumcraft. And I really like a lot of the stuff about the way they changed Thaumcraft. I don't know if anybody knows, but I was pretty grumpy about the yes, so you can do this. Sorry. I was pretty grumpy about the way that the old research worked. I thought it was bad, and I stand by that determination that it was not very good. But a lot of things have changed. For example, now you can pick what you want to research. You can do things like, oh, I can target this, and I can you can actually pick things to just research flat out. For example, let's make a paving stone of travel. I have the aspects. Boom, I know it. Once you know all the aspects in something, if it's a secondary research, you have that option. Later on, you can do things like get powers that let you just make more aspects with a single click, which is awesome, because now I can just get those, and now I have those things too. And that's really, really cool. And I'm very happy that I have that. For example, the arcane lamp, I didn't have to do a research. I just had to sit down and put a few of these things together, and I'll probably make one later. But that's not what I'm going to do right now, because if you'll please direct your attention to the lower left of the screen where my chat log will appear. Right down there. Yes, that's right. 150,000 LP? What did I do? Oh my god. It is huge. That's right. As promised, I got a tier 3 altar put together. And you may not realize what I've done here, but let me just show you. I got a bunch of suggestions in the comments that people said, hey Dave, don't use conduit facades. Those really hurt bandwidth. Use vanilla blocks. But you can't use just regular vanilla blocks in the painter that we use for Ender.io. However, you can use vanilla slabs. So what I did was I made a whole bunch of slabs. Now, the really crazy thing about this is that if you go ahead and just put down a slab, it looks like a slab. Put down 2, and it actually finishes the texture off for you, which means that we can actually use these. Whoops, a little bit fast there. Let's turn that off fast mode. You can actually use these for a variety of tasks, which is just fantastic. It's got to be said that it's just the perfect thing for what we want to do. So you can see here, these are actually slabs. These are painted stairs. And basically we have a big, gaudy Las Vegas Caesar's Palace style thing going on here. Fantastic. And of course we have our brand new Magician's Blood Orb, which you make by transmuting a block of gold in a level 3 altar. I spent probably a good 3 hours in front of this altar over the course of the time between episodes, all in one sitting actually, just kind of tuned out, carefully made sure. I dropped my Thaumcraft. Can't let that happen. Weird. Just making sure, you know, to get all the things I needed, making sure not to kill myself. I used a lot of this Darkcraft Rod of Restoration. I'm quite far along in Darkcraft now that I have other things. And I think what we're going to do really quick is go ahead and make a bunch of the really cool sigils I've been holding off on making. So if we look at here, there's a bunch of sigils that I really need. For one, the water sigil. But we're going to skip that for just a sec. We're going to be making some of these fire sigils. Now, for that to work, we're going to need some blaze rods. Oh, before I do that, let me just... I even got a new wand. Yeah, there we go. Got this sweet gold banded greatwood wand, so I'm already tier 2 in the wands. Let's see here. We're going to need a little bit of this stuff. I love being able to just craft blaze rods, and I feel like that's a pretty good trade-off. Anyways, let me put together the stuff I need for a few of these. Like, for example, I need to just get some magma creams, and I'll go over what each one does in kind of rapid succession. I need to build 2 of some of these. Now, I thought that I could use these in the pulverizer. Is that no longer the case? I guess no. Oh, yeah. I broke stuff. Oh well, there we go. It is a little, sometimes it's a little wonky. Gotta be said. Okay, folks, let me go get the stuff I need, and I'll be right back. Folks, I've decided not to craft them on camera, but the first one I made is the lava sigil, and I need 2 of them. But I'll just show you really quick what it does. If you right-click to bind it, it will go ahead and make lava in the world. It costs about a few thousand LP to do, but then you have lava, and that's fantastic. That's exactly what you want. And this lava will eventually burn itself out and do great things. But this means that while I do need to set up a nether tank to the lava, it does mean that occasionally when I just need a little bit of lava, I can do that. So, lava, done. Next up, we've got the not to be underestimated water sigil. which, like the lava sigil, uses a much smaller amount of LP to just go ahead and place water in the world. Can be really useful. Does not work in the nether, though, so don't be expecting to get it in the nether. However, the later ritual content can actually place water in the nether. My personal favorite is up next, and I need to make 2 of them. The air sigil. This is one of the 2 best items in the mid to early game of blood magic. Now, it's a little tricky to use early on, so even though you can build it earlier, you shouldn't until you have a tier 3 altar and a tier 3 blood orb. What it does is it uses a little bit of LP to make you fly, and it flies fast. See how fast I came up here? It was like an instant. And I am pretty sure that someone reset chunks on this world, because something is very weird here. Someone pranked me, or chunks have been reset. And I think it is a prank. But if so, it's a very, very good prank. Something's not right. But that's okay, because it's no big deal. We have everything we need. And for sure, this is one of the most powerful early game and even kind of mid game to late game flights that we can have. Right? And woo! Right up here in the cloud. No problem. Now, of course, you need to watch your LP. Remember, we had max, and now we've already burned through about 3,000 and some change, or a little bit less than 3,000. So we definitely need to be careful, and of course, be prudent in its application. But hey, we can get to the clouds now. And of course, one of the reasons I built 2 of all those other 3 sigils was so that I could make this sigil of elemental affinity, which is my second favorite sigil. Just check this out. You turn this sucker on, and let's just go ahead and remove our Thaumcraft gear just to prove a point, right? This is a powerful item in that it completely negates fall damage. It completely negates any sort of breathing problems, and it makes you immune to fire, which is pretty intense. This is the nether. Between this and the air sigil, you can basically completely dominate the nether. So that's awesome. Definitely a thing worth making. The most expensive early tier sigil. And it needs to be used with care because it constantly consumes LP. The next one is not as critical for us, but still one that's nice to have in the collection. The sigil of the fast miner. Now, this sigil, it gives you a pretty powerful haste buff for as long as you have it on. And it's one of the most economical early game things. And it will make you mine incredibly fast. Now, to show you, I just want to step outside for a sec, and I can show you what this does, because it's pretty comical how fast we can mine with this on, with a very fast tool like the mining tool here, like a fast mining tool like this atomic disassembler. So, oh boy, there's just difficult to do a demo at night. This is a product demo. I'm like Tony Starkin over here. Come on. All right, pretty fast, right? Almost comically fast. Go ahead and turn it off. Still fast, but we're faster still. That's just nuts. Now, the digital miner is sort of an edge case, but just to show you, like, you can't even perceive. That's like using a good pick on stone. That's how incredibly good this thing is. So it's nice to have in the collection of buffs that you want to be able to put on you, because it can really do quite a bit for your mining speed. And we're almost done with the showcase. However, there are just a few more left that are really amazing. Now, folks, the other sigil that you really just have to see is the sigil of the Green Grove. It's stunning. Just what it does is it converts a lot of LP into a fair amount of growth on things. And when I say fair amount, I mean better than a hyper torch. I mean better than a sprinkler. I mean better than anything. We'll turn it on and we can just, after this kicks in, we'll just start to watch things grow around us. Now, on a laggy server, it can take a minute or two, but already you can see this begins to happen. And once the entities begin to tick around you and realize that you're there, holy smokes, will this grow fast. It's just absurd. And you walk around, and all plants nearby just start growing absurdly fast. It's like we come over here, and we can just watch these cotton plants begin to go completely insane. This is the sort of effect that you only get in with multiple stacked time torches. But beware, this burns just a ton of LP. And we're going to be affecting the trees. We're going to be affecting pretty much everything around us with this ridiculous growth. So much so that our harvester is probably going to struggle to keep up with what we've just done to it. So let's just go ahead and turn that off, because that's not going to work very well. And then, folks, there's probably the most expensive sigil that I'm going to demo today, unless, of course, you count gas tiers, which we don't because we have a good trick for that. The sigil of magnetism actually takes multiple iron blocks. However, it's a very, very powerful magnetism effect, which means you can throw things and then they'll get sucked right back up to you. It works at a very good distance. And as you can see, it also does a lot of great stuff like not let your inventory get overloaded, which a lot of other things don't allow for. So it really is quite effective. It's not such an absurd distance that it gets unmanageable. It's exactly the right distance for what you want to do on a day-to-day basis. Now, you got to be careful when you walk around with it in an area like this. I'm going to have a lot of trouble because of all the ice I'm going to pick up. But that's what's cool about it. You can just turn it off. And then, of course, we have the sigil of the blood lamp. I love this thing. Pew, pew. It sends these little particles, and these little particles take a little bit of blood to make, and then they basically become lights. Now, you can break them with just a tap, but they are little puffs of blood that are lights, and they're actually very good lights. They're almost as good as Nitor, and pretty much as good as anything Thaumic Tinkerer can throw down. So let's just go ahead. Well, no, I don't want to carry them all, but we can basically replace our entire thing. They don't take blood over time. They're very discreet, and they just in general look really cool. I love this sigil. And the last one I wanted to talk about today, although there are, as you can see, plenty more up here, and I'll probably make them off camera, but this is another one of the amazing ones, and this is totally unique to blood magic as far as I can tell, is the sigil of the Phantom Bridge. Turning it on spawns in the world blocks wherever you go. Yeah, so you could just walk. This is better than many types of flight. Let me show you one thing that it can do that many types of flight can't. If we were to just go into my bag, pick up a, I don't know, just pick up a piece of log, toss that back in, don't need you right now. If we were to just come over here and tap a Phantom Bridge block, well then, you can see that it actually lets us place it. It sucks it into where that block was, right? So we can just kind of cruise around, set our own pace, hop, fly. This is an amazing builder's tool, and we'll be using it heavily with our upcoming island build, even though the island appears to have been slightly defaced. And I actually lied. I'm going to show you one more sigil. This is the sigil of holding. With all these sigils in my inventory, it's kind of annoying to have, so many on hand. So what you can do is you can just kind of pick a selection of sigils that you sort of always want to have around. So like, let's see, we don't want that one. Like, but they're useful, but they're not so useful that you need them all the time. So I like to, for example, talk about this for the divination sigil, water sigil. Those are just really good. And then you could also argue the sigil of the fast miner is kind of a specialized use. Some people like to put the void sigil in there, but I seldom have use for the void sigil, to be honest. I don't feel like spending a lot of time on it. But once you put these in, put them in exactly the order you want. And then you take this sigil, and if you right-click, well, actually, I'm sorry, shift right-click, then it'll suck up a sigil from your inventory and kind of lock it in. You can actually unbind these if you want to, but yeah, we're just going to go ahead and suck those sigils in. And so now we have a sigil that if we shift right click will rotate between the existing sigils that we bound. So this is sort of an omni sigil, and we can use it for all sorts of things. It works not like any other sigil would. You can still use it to check the altar. That used to be an old bug that you couldn't do it with this, but now of course we can. And yeah, so we're in pretty good shape. All right, folks, I'm just finishing up making a few elemental inks, as you can see here. Fire, air, earth, water. These are going to be used for the next part of blood magic, which is specifically ritual magic. Now, we need a little bit of ritual magic. I have more emeralds than diamonds. How weird is that? Sorry. We need a little bit of ritual magic to begin unlocking the next parts of this. Specifically, we need a better altar soon. I don't think I've ever used this before, but this is really cool. A ritual... this is basically a ritual stick. I don't know if it has a proper name, but it's a pretty amazing thing. You can just basically right-click it, and it'll show you all these really awesome rituals that you can try and lay down. Some of them they will be able to do, some of them they won't. There's two tiers, if you saw. There's one tier that just does the elements, and there's the other tier that does darkness. Or dusk. So we can't make the dusk one yet. That gives us the highest tier of rituals. And so we just need to be patient and work on this next part. But what we can do is go ahead and make a few ritual stones, which we should be able to do pretty easily if I go over and grab this. And I really, really need an obsidian factory. But they're so boring. I'm probably going to do it off camera now that I have the great mobility. Let's see. So the ritual we want is called the Ritual of Binding. Let's see. Ritual of binding. There we go. And if then we mouse over it, we'll need 8 blank stones. So, and then we need 1 master ritual stone. So just 2 of these. And I think the master ritual stone needs 4 ritual stones of its own. Okay. And then we need to make a master ritual stone, which needs 2 more obsidian. Am I really 2 obsidian short? That is annoying. Well, actually, you know what? We can fix that really easily. We can mine obsidian super fast. And we can mine it even faster now. And we can also create lava. So let's go ahead and use a little bit of witchcraft, or a little bit of blood magic, I should say, not witchcraft, to solve our problems. Now, I think if I just go like that, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. And then we can just go like this, and that will solve all of our problems for us. Let's see. That's right. So now we have a master ritual stone. So we're going to put this, somewhere where it's not going to cause us too many problems. Because this type of circle magic is very friendly to the environment. What I'm about to do is the opposite of friendly to the environment. It's ruthless. It's blood magic. It's pretty hardcore. What can we do here? Well, maybe we could actually put it... I think it'd be safe to put it on top of the house. Nah, that would look dumb, though. Actually, you know what might be fun? We could go ahead and put it up there. Let me just pull my air sigil out of my bag of tricks. And yeah, this could definitely work. This could definitely work. So what we just have to do is put down this here. Now, I think the snow... Yeah, the snow's going to stop it. One sec, folks, while I fix the snow. That should do it for now. So now we can just basically right-click. Now, it used to be that you had to build these by hand. You don't need to anymore. Now you can just basically right-click and... are we good on... Now, it said I needed... Oh, interesting. I need a lot more ritual stones, don't I? Okay, well, one sec. I realized I totally misread that. I was thinking to myself, that seems like very few. He must have changed it. But he didn't actually change it. It just changed the way it listed it out. One sec. All right. I think I might have enough now. I ought to. So let's just go ahead and finish this up. Yep, there we go. Ritual of binding. It looks a little funny when it's not buried in the ground like that, but that's easy enough to fix. And I even had a few of these to spare. So let's just go ahead and toss something here, just for the sake of completeness, because it bugs me. Oh my god. But yeah, so that's the new way that we do ritual construction. You can still construct them by hand, but I mean, why? Why would you construct them by hand when you could, do it this way, which is super awesome and makes you feel all cool? I think it makes me feel all cool anyways, but also I like the easy way out. Now, there's one more thing that we're going to need before we can do this ritual, which will get us a few objects we want, including something I wanted for Thaumcraft. Let me just fly down. And by the way, I don't have my air sigil on, but I do know a thing or two about a thing or two. And one of the things I know is how to use this air sigil super well. I've had literally months of practice with it. And so I make it look easy, or maybe I don't. Maybe I'm terrible and you're just like, oh, whatever, Dave. But I think I make it look easy. I would not recommend trying what I do, like heading straight at the ground at max speed. We need a weak activation crystal. This is not too hard to make. As I recall, yeah, it's just a brand new lava crystal, bound to you, tossed in there, and then we can just keep that going. And there really aren't that many LP it needs as an infusion. Now, I'm playing this right before a big update to ChaosVille that will actually add the newest drop of blood magic in, which is really exciting. There's a chicken. Are you kidding me? What the? Guys, I have no words for what just happened. Oh my god, I even let all that LP go to waste. Oh my god. But they were, and then the chicken, and then, and an egg, and, oh my god. What just even happened? Okay, well, chickens aside, I have a weak activation crystal now. Now, let's just go ahead. I've been using a lot of LP. Whoa, whew, good thing that didn't work. Yeah, I've already used almost 40,000. Just most of it was just making the lava or to get obsidian. That's a very, very costly way to get obsidian. All right. So all we really have to do is just be a little bit careful when it comes to this, because this could hurt us pretty badly if we let it really just vanish. All right. The first thing we're going to need is to bind a diamond sword. So let's go ahead and tap the weak activation crystal. Well, actually, no, I think we need to toss this here. Right there. No. Come on. This is not the problem a blood mage should be having. Precision tossing. Okay. I had it. Let's go ahead and activate. Whoa. So now this is basically going to go nuts. And we got to be ready to like run in there and... Ooh, ow. There it is. Bound Blade. So now this Bound Blade, if you've seen my series before, you know that this Bound Blade is all about awesomeness. And basically, it's a pretty powerful sword. Hello, Lady Chocobo. I'll spare you this time. Pretty powerful sword. But it also gives us weak blood shards. The weak blood shards are what we need for the next tier of stuff. Weak blood shards. And you can also, once you have the next tier, you can just make a whole bunch more of them really rapidly, but we're not going to do that. What we're instead going to do is heal up after that, and then we're going to bind something else. Now, I've made off camera another goggle of revealing, and let's just go ahead and check. As you can see, that doesn't burn too much LP when you're at tier 3. Let's toss these down. Made it. And go. And let's just make sure that nothing terrible happens here. This seriously, this can go so wrong. Yay! I bound my first 2 objects without any problems. Anyways, Sanguine Helmet, it gives an 8% V discount and acts as goggles of revealing. So it's fantastic. You want one, you totally want one. Oh look, and here comes the snow. Anyways, I'll wait till more people are on the server and then I'll bind a few more things, because it really, you can hear the lightning across the whole server. Like right now, it's late over there where most of them live. So, yeah, definitely cool. And, yeah. I'll have to see. I wonder where we are in the recording time, because I feel like this episode may be going a little bit long. I'm just having so much fun teching up, right? Like, I've been waiting really patiently and making all these little tiny builds so that I have everything I need to start teching up. And this is like, for me, there's this kind of elbow in your technology curve, and suddenly you're just like, holy smokes, I am immortal. I have inside me blood of kings. And you do, because, well, in this case, I've actually been literally taking the blood of things.